going to be trying a different ranking today with K-dramas. So, I'm going to be ranking the K-dramas based on whether or not I'd pick the first lead or the second lead. So, top is going to be first lead, bottom is the second lead. My demon. Some of you may disagree with me on this. I found Song Kang's character to be largely unlikable in My Demon. Kind of like in Nevertheless, he was, selfish, detached, not a lot of empathy, not a lot of like thoughtfulness or consideration. Meanwhile, Lee Seung-yi's character was like respectful, he was successful, and he genuinely cared about the female lead and his family. Meanwhile, I feel like Song Kang's character kind of just like cared about his own legacy and his powers and himself. Second lead, all the way, Lee Seung-yi, yeah. Speaking of Lee Seung-yi, Bloodhounds, oh my god, I loved both of them in this K-drama, and I've always loved Woo Do-hwan's K-dramas 1000%. Yes, I've watched some of My Plankton, very interesting K-drama. It was like very well made and well written, it was funny. I don't necessarily like Woo Do-hwan's character in that K-drama, but if we're talking about Bloodhounds, he was like perfect. That being said, I love Woo Do-hwan's character and I love Lee Seung-yi's character like equally in these K-dramas. They both had like magnificent character arcs. They work so well together as friends in this TV series. I'm gonna have to put them at 5. Like, give me both of them, please. I have not watched this K-drama. I do not know. I'm gonna say 7, I guess. Yeah. Crash Landing on You. So, from the clips that I did get to watch, like, the main, like, romance is very endearing and it goes through a lot of, like, hurdles, especially, like, on a, military scale. And that's the kind of military husband you need to see. I feel as if, like, based on how much people love it and how strong the romance is, I don't know. To be fair, I haven't watched, like, all of it, including the end, so I don't know every part of it, but I'm gonna give it a solid, 3. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Celebrity. Is there even a second lead in this K-drama besides the antagonist? I don't remember. A 4, I guess? Because I don't remember. Like, I only can think of the first lead. Squid Game. Wh- who would be the main lead in this one? Lee Jung-jae's character? Uh, if so, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the second leads. I mean, I'm a Gong Yu girl all the way. I love Ali. I love Lee Ha-joon. And, Lee Byung-hyun, I mean, the front man was like, he's a bit of a piece of work, but, he was, like, successful and rich and whatnot. And I just find, like, all the second lead characters to be immensely, like, more interesting. Um, so 9, yeah, 100%. 20th Century Girl. Also have not seen this K-drama, but I do remember the main lead, he's like a very popular actor nowadays. I honestly would not know. 6? Good question. Oh my god, King of the Land. Yes, absolutely. I love this man from 2 p.m. And I also loved him in King of the Land and love him with Yuna. Absolutely. And he turned out to be like a really amazing love interest for her. Yes, yes. Was there even a second lead in this K-drama? I don't think so. I mean, she did have some, like, contending love interests, like the prince, like, who also played Ali in Squid Games. I thought that was so funny. Loved that. Um, yeah, I really can't think of any other, like, rivaling, like, love interests or so besides, yeah, him. Was there, like, anybody else? I mean, either way, I would absolutely pick him. Mm-hmm. Business proposal. Ooh. Now that's actually really tough because, when I was watching some of the promos and the fan edits of this K drama, I was really leaning towards the second lead because appearance wise, he's just more my type. But as I got to know the K drama more and I saw An Hyo Seop's character, I just found it so endearing that he's such a workaholic and he has this front of stoicism, but in reality he just has a soft spot, and it only grows as this romance just starts blossoming and everything. And it seems well, here's the thing. I feel like other than that, he kind of just sees, marriage as something that's primarily for convenience of his legacy. I think the secretary, he is a little bit more, I would say, thoughtful and understanding of what marriage really takes and whatnot. And I think, just from what I was gathering from the K drama, he seems to care more about, the quality of the eligible bachelorette for his CEO. However, I don't know, I really like both. That's so tough. If I had to put them anywhere, because I feel as if 2 and 8 are a little extreme, but I feel as if in the grand scheme of things, if I was really looking at all this, uh, you know what? It's tough because he's the CEO, and then you have the secretary, who, don't get me wrong, I would like to believe that he still makes a lot of money, but you know what? I feel as if at some point, because I haven't finished the K drama yet, I feel as if at some point I'm gonna really warm up to An Hyo Seop. I hope so. At least his character, that is. So we'll go with 2. All right, who's the last one? Why did I get business proposal twice? Well, you know what? It actually kind of is understandable because I would gladly pick the first lead, but I also would pick the second lead. Hey, you know what? This is a really solid ranking here. I'm down with this.